Hey everyone, welcome back to another motovlog. I'm our cruiser, and today I mounted my GoPro on the front fender of my bike and cruising around. So this is actually a voiceover here. And recently I was asked by a relative and some friends, why did you move to the countryside of Japan and not the big cities? Well, to be honest, I didn't really have a choice when I got my job, and from the very beginning. I originally wanted to move to the big city, and then you write down which options you would like. So I didn't know too many cities. I knew Tokyo, Osaka, Nagoya. So those were my top three. And when it was time to ship out, they gave you a little envelope. The company I worked for, and I think there were like 12 of us. Everyone got their envelopes. It has the city where you're gonna work. So everyone opened up their envelopes, and of course some people were, yeah, I got Tokyo or Kyoto, all these cool cities, and mine was like Tokushima. So I was looking on my map, and it wasn't even on the map. So it's just a really countryside city here in Shikoku, Japan. There's 4 prefectures. It's the smallest island of the 4, and that's why I came here, and I've been here ever since. I never left. But yeah, I'm glad I came here because all of my friends that were sent to the big cities, they didn't last. Some of them didn't even last a year. They quit and went back home. And I'm going to talk about 5 points why I think, why I stayed, and why I think it's good to live here in the countryside. But before I do that, the thing that really helped me was the group of friends that I made while my first year here, or the first day really. My trainer Sean, if you ever hear this, thanks buddy. They really took me in and made me part of the community, and that's really a strong point here of living in the countryside, is you make good friends. Okay, well, let's see. I'm trying to think of 5 points here, so I'll start off with first is the cost of living. Living here in the countryside, you have lower housing cost. It's real affordable. You can get rent a house over here for 60,000 yen, which is like $400, US dollars. Or you could, get an apartment. Over here they call them mansions, modern one, which is like a little apartment, same price, like 50,000 yen, like $400 a month. And it's real affordable, and usually it's close to your work. So I was riding my bike to work, which was a 10-minute bike ride. You don't need a car, don't have to take the train. It's really nice, as opposed to living in the big city. Some people have to get in the packed trains, commute 1 hour or more, just packed like sardines in a can, and coming back the same way. It's pretty horrible. But the cost of living here in the countryside, and the lifestyle, it's real laid back. After work, people go out on the riverside, have drinks, and play their guitar, and just enjoy the real laid back lifestyle. Eating out at restaurants is cheaper. Everything's just cheaper. So the little yen that you do make goes a lot further here in the countryside than in the big city. Also, the natural beauty. Living in the countryside, you can see from all the anime movies, or the movies that are in Japan. The countryside is just gorgeous, as you can see from the video. Just cruising through here on the mountainous roads, lots of green trees, beautiful bamboo forests. It's just really nice. And of course, depending on where you are, but Japan's island nation, so you're surrounded by water. It's not too far to get to the ocean. The rivers are amazing. Swimming, barbecues in the summer, as opposed to living in the concrete jungle. You can find your little parks here and there, but it's just crowded. Everywhere you go is going to be packed. We're over here, man, you could get lost easily and not see anybody. The natural beauty is awesome. It's real tranquil. It's just a lot of outdoor activities, you could do. Climbing, hiking, kayaking, bouldering, cycling, sup, whatever you want. I mean, the outdoor activities are endless here. Also, depending where you are, in the winter, in Hokkaido, you got skiing and snowboarding. So yeah, it's pretty awesome here in the countryside. Let's see what else. Community and lifestyle. Lots of traditional homes that are awesome. You can get a killer home. You can rent or buy an old one. It's really popular now. People buying Akiyas, which are abandoned homes. You can get a killer price and with land even, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, and if you have kids, they go to the local schools. They always teach them the local dances or customs. If you want to learn some Japanese skill, there's the artisans here. They're still practicing their traditions passed on. You could do pottery, indigo dyeing, dyeing from their clothes, paper making, all kinds of different skills depending on where you live. So yeah, the community lifestyle is pretty awesome. Let's see here, work-life balance. That's really important. I've talked a little bit about it earlier, but like short commutes, I'm from Los Angeles originally, and just driving to work, bumper to bumper traffic, the stress that puts on you. Where living in the countryside, I mean, you're going to hit traffic if you have to drive, but depending on the time of day, but it's not really bad compared to the bigger cities. Yeah, like for example, from my house to my job is 8 minutes by car, or I could even ride the bike, which adds a couple minutes. So yeah, it's really nice. And what that does also is it gives you more time with your family. You're coming home, you still have energy to play with your kids or do something around the house. So work-life balance is important. In Tokyo, or the other big cities. Yeah, I think it's famous for the salaryman. They get off work late. They got to commute. They have to go out drinking with their colleagues, and they don't even see their kids. Maybe 5 minutes. Okay, let's see. Health and well-being. That's a big one. First of all, living in the countryside is quiet. It's really nice to be able to be woken up by the birds, chirping. It's so peaceful. And of course, you do have the traffic. You have the motorcycle gangs revving their bikes and stuff. But in general, overall, it's really peaceful. Another thing is you got the clean air. Well, actually, in the big cities, you probably get clean air too. But there's just a lot more traffic and people. A lot of in the summer, the air cons just going full blast. But yeah, the air is nice. Access to healthcare. I mean, there's Japanese healthcare is pretty good. There's basically all kinds of doctor clinics you go to, and if it's something really serious, then they send you to the bigger hospital. But the insurance program, national insurance, covers 70%, so you only pay 30%. And that's not only countryside; that's everywhere. But yeah, you just have more access. It used to be less crowded, but now the elderly people are increasing, so there are a lot of elderly people waiting. So sometimes you gotta wait. But I can't imagine going, to the doctor in Tokyo, where it's probably, huge line. Yeah, and mental and physical health is important. So countryside's where it's at. So yeah, those are just some things. Let's see some other things I could think off the top of my head, like the cultural and richness and the heritage. Here in Tokushima, it's famous for the awadori, which goes back thousands of years. There's a huge 4-day festival that goes on every August. And they teach it to the kids. The kids do it in the school festivals, and they all know how to do the awadori. You want to go to the temple, you can go to all the temples, real traditional, and there's hardly anyone there except if you go on New Year's, so it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And then of course, there's lots of historical landmarks in the countryside that aren't so famous, but if in your local area, they'll be popular. So yeah, I think there are some challenges and considerations. It's not all perfect. For example, the seasons are really extreme depending on where you live. Luckily here in Shikoku is pretty mild where I live, but I can imagine like Hokkaido. If you don't like the cold, you're gonna get lots of snow in the winter. But the summers are mild. Where I live, the summers are really hot, but the winters are pretty mild. Yeah, and there's the local amenities are less. You want to do something, go to a concert or something, you got to go to the bigger cities. But overall, it's more peaceful, and I think it's a good choice if you're gonna live in Japan. So, anyways, thanks for listening, and I'm interested to hear what you guys think. Go ahead, leave a comment. Would you prefer to live in the countryside or the bigger cities? And please don't forget to like and subscribe. Give a thumbs up, that always helps the algorithm. And I hope you like this video and enjoying the twisty roads here and this little cool place I found. Alright guys, stay tuned for the next one. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk again soon. Okay everyone, thanks. Bye.